We talked so much already.
Yeah, we have already had lot of conversation from past. This is the third day that we are sitting and having conversation, and finally we thought that we can afford to have a camera around us.
Exactly. That actually happens the same with my other interview. I have to do like 3 times
Right.
so I could actually do it.
Okay.
But the lucky thing is like I recorded 3 times, so I mix it up everything. Right now we have to talk about it. Sometimes you're gonna repeat some things. We have a lot of interesting things we talk about actually.
Yeah. So we were talking about a basic realization that I had today at Haridwar.
Yes.
So when I went to Haridwar, I think while I was here in Rishikesh from past 2 days, I was sitting at the Ganga Ghat and just feeling like one. I was feeling that oneness with the river. I was feeling with one with the nature. And when I went to Haridwar, it kindly came out to be a shocker to me, but it was like a reality check. I went there and I saw that how people have a lot of spirituality in their heart, but at the same time, there is a lot of money talks going on. So so the only thing I could think about for once when I entered was every person who was looking at me wanted something out of me, and majorly money. That's what they wanted. But after 15 minutes, I just sat there and I was trying to find a place where I could just sit and do nothing and just try to feel that connection there as well. And I just wanted to see what the city has to offer me, and what it wants to say or share. And over there, when I was sitting, uh, I just couldn't feel like I was very connected. So I just sat there and I told the that to the city. I was talking to the city. I was talking to the city that I want to see you beyond this. This is the experience that I had, but I want to see you beyond that. Please let me have that experience before I leave. I just have very less amount of time. So half an hour later, I come across a temple, which is just a few staircase away. There's nobody there, no one there. You have the entire view of Ganga. You have the entire view of all the people worshipping. You're sitting at the top, and you have the sun rays exactly like this. And suddenly I find that I just feel like I don't want to move from here. So I just stood there, and I was like, why not to just close your eyes and feel what the vibe has to tell you? So I just closed my eyes, I just stood there, and the next thing I know, I'm just chanting Om Namah Shivaya. And it got louder and louder. It got louder and louder, and I don't know if people were looking at me. I don't know. I just had my eyes closed. And I don't know for how long I stood there. I was standing, I didn't even sit. I was just standing there. And suddenly I felt that connection that I wanted to. And there was nobody asking me for money. There was nobody, nobody who came to distract me or to disturb me while I was in that position. And it was a Shivasta temple. And it was such a small place, it was such a tiny place. And I was like, why people are not coming here? Why there is no priest here? There was nobody. I think I spent half an hour to 45 minutes standing there in that place. And then I got to know, okay, this is what Haridwar is all about. So my learning is sometimes you have to see beyond. You have to settle yourself. And it brings me to a very beautiful thing you said yesterday, that when you're coming out of that darkness, when you're seeing so much of darkness, and when the light hits you, so there is a uncomfortable space you are in. So I think once you try to settle your eyes there, try to be part of that place, that's when the magic begins.
I usually tell people, because a lot of people give me ideas like, oh, go to this place, is beautiful, go to that temple, is very famous, and this. And usually I don't find in these places what I'm looking for. I think it's the same thing you're doing now. Usually when I go to tourist places, I go and yeah, they're nice and things, but I don't connect. with the energy and spirituality there anymore, because I think these places are so full of people just looking as a tourist or money or then the energy change.
Yeah.
And when you go to special, doesn't matter if it's a small place, it matter if it's a cave or if it's a place in nature, this place is still pure.
Yeah.
And then the connection is easier.
Yeah.
I don't say you don't connect in these places, but I think it's harder to connect because it's such a mix of energy
Energies.
and thoughts and things and all kinds of people. Then it's just you have to really, like you say, settle down and take sometimes a long time just to connect to something really higher than just our surroundings there.
The good part is India has a lot of places like that where you can spiritually connect yourself, but it's just that you'll have to find the right place to sit.
Okay.
Because of course, uh, when I went to Varanasi, I always come back to that experience of being in Varanasi, and I think it's like when you have that best love experience in your life, you just start comparing everything to that one person. So I think that's true for me and the travel when it comes to Varanasi. I just knowingly, I just compare everything to Varanasi, but I think it's the
You're talking so much about Varanasi.
yeah.
Then a friend sent me a video yesterday about Varanasi.
It has to be our next destination, guys. Guys, so he is going to Varanasi. He has to go to
Yes.
Varanasi now.
I'm going because that was the first place people told me when I say, "Oh, I need to,"
Yeah.
but they told me so many horrible stories of Varanasi that I'm not sure if I'm prepared for that. It's like I think it goes really hard in everything, and Varanasi is really raw in everything. I think I don't know, but I had so many stories. Then yeah, why not? I'm here. Let's go.
Yeah. But go there in winters because that's the best time. Because in summers you're going to
Too
have a
much.
crazy time. Yeah, it goes. The temperature it's very harsh.
So
So,
the best to go right now.
all right,
Like,
but you can go right now till March is a good time.
Okay.
Post March, like you can also go there on Shivratri. So as you anyways feel that connection with Shiva, I have that. So I actually, I realized my connection with Shiva in Varanasi.
Huh.
So, anyways, I was planning to be there in Varanasi for Shivratri. Shivratri is Shivji's birthday.
Shiva's birthday.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Shivratri, so you can actually and that so we have 12 Jyotirlingas in India, 12 Shiva's places, main places of Shiva's, and Kashi, that is Varanasi, is one of the Jyotirlingas. So it is a very special place of Lord Shiva, and it is believed that he he was the king. He was the king of Varanasi. So it is the oldest city in India.
It is.
Yeah.
Varanasi.
Yeah. So when you go there, you will see that more than a god, people actually believe him to be their captain, their king. So,
Oh.
so that feeling of he's mine, you'll feel there. So that is one of the oldest city, and the best part is when you go into those little lanes and just get absolutely lost in the vibe of it. It's beautiful.
Okay.
So I'm inspiring him with every conversation.
How can I not be inspired by that? How can I not be inspired by that? It's I think like the guy thing was I watched the video yesterday because the guy was the same thing. He get out, the people in the tuk-tuk say, "Guy, where to go?" and they follow him and they try to get the money and this, and it's kind of annoying. And I saw the video like that, and the guy, "Okay, don't never go to India, never come back to India." And I say, yes, this is the kind of people that they look always from the outside,
Yeah.
because the outside India, it is like that.
Yeah.
It's easy to show. I can show dirty everywhere. I can show poor people everywhere. It's easy. I can do that very easy. But the inside, that's
It
the
takes
part.
time.
The inside takes time and takes frequency and takes faith. I think it takes your spirituality with you. And then when you connect to this, because for me it was kind of easy, because wherever I go, I love the outside, I love everything, but the thing that I connect with people because I'm just passing by is always the heart. And when I connect to the heart here and I saw the things here, my mind was kind of confused. It didn't make sense somehow.
Yeah.
And the outside is one thing and the inside is another. So my mind was like, it took me like a month just to try to see everything,
Yeah.
to start seeing actually.
Yeah.
So I understand a tourist can come here and just pass by, and they are used to go to Europe, they are used to go to other places that are all pretty beautiful, organized. And then you come here and it's like, what? It's a shock.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a shock. But we were talking yesterday about this. Like, we are humans. And here is like the cities are inside the forest. No, the cities are inside the forest.
Yeah.
But the forest is still in the city.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference. It's not about having a park beautiful with waterfalls and beautiful birds and everything that I saw in Australia. I love it. I love the landscape there. Here is no landscape. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is what it is.
The reality.
It is what it is. And this is in the beginning shocking because of the dirty and everything, all the mix. But once you sink in the energy, you feel like this huge connection.
Yeah.
And that's something I never felt before.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So today morning I was having a conversation with one of a very old person. He must be in his 60s or 70s, and he was there with his grandkids, and they were enjoying Maggie and chai while I was having my breakfast with them. And such a beautiful line came up. He said that all the foreigners, they come here and they have so much of faith in them when they are worshipping. When they he was so full of full of that love when he saw so many foreigners coming here and trying to understand and to connect with the spirituality. Not many people staying here might be interested in the same thing, but when people come from outside and they see the culture, they adore the culture, they decide to spend the rest of their lives here. It just his heart is so much full of love when he sees that. So I told him one thing, that they must have, most of the times wherever I've also stayed abroad. I've also spent 8 to 9 years of my life in Dar es Salaam, Africa. You might be able to see clean roads, but when it comes to clean hearts, you have to come to India. You might be able to see clean roads, but when it comes to clean hearts, you have to come to India. So if somebody asks me what is so special about India, so I would say that, with all the craziest experiences, uh, clean roads you can see anywhere. But if you want to see even cleaner hearts, and you want to see how the warmth and the love of humans, how, uh, how for us, guests are like God. So if you are here, if you're coming here, we will take you, we will open our arms to you, and we will take you, we will give you that warmth. It's equivalent to hugging someone. So when you hug someone, there's a warmth that you feel, the comfort zone. But it takes time to understand. But of course, I think life is all about blacks and whites. It's all about mix of all the emotions. So you might have a different kind of experiences, but major 90% of your experiences, once you open your heart, it's going to be full of love.
I was editing my video and I was trying to describe what I felt when people were celebrating the temple, the Ram temple here. My heart was so full of happiness to see the celebration around. Like, I try to describe like this, like in other countries I can see, like when you in the end of the soccer match, or in the end of a big tournament, people go on the streets and celebrate. I just saw that in other places with soccer.
Okay.
And that really makes me always feel like, because I'm not a soccer fan, I always feel like, man, they are doing all these festivities and they close the streets. It's nice to see them happy, but just because the guys win a soccer game, it'd been the tournament, we're the champion in the world. This always felt me feel like, wow, really? That's why I always say I'm from Mars, because I never connect to this kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And then when I saw this here, they're celebrating I'm coming back home, and the opening of a temple, and people are celebrating with flags and music and pumping the whole day and fireworks. I was so full of like happiness and love.
Yeah.
then I start crying when I put the video. Like I was so happy. I'm like, whoa! I wish my whole life I would see like something like this. It's something that I never seen before, and something that is hard for people to understand. Like I think if you're not a Hindu, you probably not understand this. I connect with everything, so I can understand. But if you're not from the religion, like I'm not from the soccer game, I cannot understand people just praising to win a soccer place.
Yeah.
But I can understand people praising God.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you call it,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a way
And
pure
to see
feeling.
that beauty and that purity in people,
Yeah.
like happiness, really happiness for happiness,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's something beyond.
And everybody's coming together to share that happiness. I think in those days while we were even preparing for the celebration, the most beautiful thing that I saw was, if even if you're walking and if you don't know and if you say Ram Ram, everybody would just be so happy about listening to that, and they will just Ram Ram, and they'll do everything that you want. They'll help you out, and I think it's so much of love. So it was a celebration that the entire India celebrated,
It
and
wasn't the whole planet. I find out that when I was putting the video, I tried to find, because I didn't record anything. I was just watching here, and maybe it was just, but I knew it was all around India, so I didn't record anything. So I went to online and tried to find celebration because it was everywhere. And then I saw was Indians all across the planet
Yeah.
doing celebrations in
Yeah.
America, in Australia, in New
Everywhere.
Zealand,
Yeah.
everywhere. People just went to the street and like celebrated, like it was a soccer match.
Yeah.
Probably if someone watched from the outside, they say, "Oh, who won?" Probably
we did.
who won the tournament? What game was that?
I think happiness and love won that day. Because such celebrations, they just tell you how much if humans come together, how much heart we can put in a celebration, any celebration.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's just simple celebration of love, and it was I was so happy. Like wherever I was going, I was seeing everybody with a big smile, and I know it is.
It was just amazing. The energy is the same thing when I spent Diwali here.
Yeah.
I tried to explain as the energy here was so high. There was a mix for us as Christmas and New Year's together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see this kind of energy in Christmas
Yeah.
and in other places around, Christian places around. And the energy is beautiful, and it's a family ceremony and everything's decorated. And Diwali here was the same. It was like this
Yeah.
same beautiful energy of family and everybody celebrating, but it's something higher, so it could go to the level of like a New Year's, celebration.
Absolutely. So actually, I live in Gujarat, and in Gujarat, the next day of Diwali is celebrated as New Year, according to the Hindu calendar.
They have a crazy calendar.
Yeah.
I still don't understand.
Yeah.
I still don't understand the Hindu calendar.
Yeah,
That's something probably I have to do at university to understand.
No, actually, being an Indian, even I don't understand that. But yeah, But I think when I look at our calendar, the only thing I can see is celebration of different kinds.
You have a three-dimensional calendar. That's what I understand about it.
Yeah. So we have Holi coming in March. So it's a colorful festival. So people will throw colors at each other. So that's coming.
I did that in my school in Brazil.
Oh.
When I
Okay.
used to have a school in Brazil, I loved so much to see the Holi here. Then we closed the road in one semester and we celebrate, like make the powder color for everyone.
Powder. Yeah, powder colors.
And so we did like a little celebration of the color because
Oh my God! From where did you find the colors?
we made it actually. with
Oh, the organic colors.
Yeah.
The flowers. Wow, you
we
guys know that? You know that?
I had to research because we didn't have anything like that in
That's the
Brazil.
passion even I want.
That's the best about internet.
Yeah, but it takes effort. Yeah, I'm so glad you
Yes.
guys did it. Yeah.
It probably took me one day to do that, but I want so much to see the kids playing with that
Yeah,
colors
it's so
and
fun.
throwing
I
each
love
other
it.
and see everyone. And
Yeah.
it was a very fun celebration.
Yeah. So that is coming in March.
Okay.
So Holi is coming,
Yeah,
and before that.
that's definitely one of my wishes
Yeah.
to see that live.
Yeah. And recently we had Makar Sankranti, that was kite festival. So it is celebrated differently in every state of India. But in Gujarat, from the place where I come from, so Gujarat so we fly kites. So you will see thousands and thousands of kites in the sky, and and after that, and every terrace, every rooftop will have DJ, will welcome everybody home. They will cook some special winter food, and everybody would serve, and 2 days celebration on terrace.
That's another thing. You guys don't have small celebrations, right?
Yeah, we have way
Like
major
when they
celebrations.
married, I saw here was like last month was the month of marriage here.
Yeah.
I think was the
Still
big,
going on.
yeah, but last month was like
Yeah, full
rich,
of marriage. Yeah.
everyone comes to Rich Cash to get married, and the celebration was not like a let's make a party. No,
No.
let's make 5 days party.
Yeah.
Let's make 2 days party. Let's make 3 days party. Five is like the maximum I think
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
And I think today to save some money they make me do 3 days. 3 days celebration.
So in 3 days celebration also there are multiple activities that we guys are doing. So we will have Sangeet. In Sangeet, all the family members would prepare dance performances, and then they would perform on the stage, and all the bride and grooms will also perform on the stage, and all the dramas and the fun and the DJ happens on that day. Then
I'm wondering if they do all this celebration just to make sure you want to marry. You know? are you sure you want to marry?
sometimes it's like you have spent so much that it's very hard. It's like we have spent so much on the marriage. Let's not waste it on divorce.
Exactly. Are you sure you want to do that? I was wondering why they create a ritual that's 3 day celebration. Are you sure?
Yeah, but we are very sure of it, and
No, you have
I
to.
think it's the so I think Indians do not miss out on any chance to celebrate.
No.
Ever. So it may be the little things in life, and we would be like, let's celebrate it. So we have haldi. We have in haldi, turmeric. So they make a turmeric paste. So it is very so on the cosmetic basis, it is very healthy for your skin. It's very
Okay.
good for your skin. So all the bride and the groom, so all the family members would come and they would apply it to them. So that's called haldi. Then mehndi, henna, yeah, that you apply on your hands.
Okay, yeah.
Henna. Okay, so the bride will have henna. She'll apply henna. So that is another ceremony, mehndi ceremony. That is called mehndi. Then we have turmeric wala. This is haldi, and then we have sangeet. And then based on the different states, we have different rituals. We have different ways. And it's so good, and all the cousins, everybody, all the families are together enjoying every night, and we would also have sleepovers. And it's a mess, and it's a lovely mess. We love it.
It is a mess. And I see them everywhere around here.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. We're crazy for celebrations. As Indians, we are crazy for celebration. You tell us you are divorced, we'll celebrate that also.
oh, and they celebrate Christmas too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Whatever.
celebrate everything.
Oh, it's Christmas. I don't know what it is, but let's celebrate.
Yeah, let's celebrate. So we're very happy. That way, we are very happy. We're like, okay, live and let live.
I was in Malana for Christmas,
Okay.
And Malana is a village in top of the mountains. I was expecting any Christmas celebration. And they make a tree, and they put Merry Christmas, and they put everything. You're like,
We might not know anything about it, but we would still, if you tell us, we would love to have you there and tell us about how it is celebrated actually. But we have our own little celebration where everybody, the minute that it's 12 o'clock in midnight, and we all are like standing and Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
You will see the excitement. Everybody's excitement. Half of few people might not even know how to pronounce it, but they'll be still happy about it.
No,
I think
it was beautiful. It was beautiful
Yeah.
because for me, what I received in Malana, and I didn't do the video yet about it. It was a beautiful gift, and to see this over there was an extra. Like was beyond my expectations. It was really nice.
Hey, by the way, I just have something for you. So yesterday, while we were having a conversation, I just remembered, because before I leave, I will have to give you this. So I bought something for you. Yesterday we were talking a lot about Shiva. So I generally bought this for you.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
So I hope you connect and you keep him really close to you.
Do you think I'm not connected? Oh.
Yeah. Yay! So I hope the peace and the calmness that he has, you find in your life as well.
Thank you. Oh, amazing. it's
Har Har Mahadev.
it's the I don't know how to explain.
That's okay.
The connections before I came to India were really strong already. It was through Ganesha. Then I come here. Ganesha was the one that brought me here.
Ganesha.
Somehow, yeah, Lord Ganesha, and I didn't know anything about it. I just know he was an elephant. He was nice, funny elephant. That's what I know.
Okay.
But then I started listening to the mantras, and he came in my meditations sometimes, and he actually explained me something then about Hindu religion. Then I couldn't see anything more prettier than that.
Yeah.
He was explaining me something like that. I want to try to repeat what he did.
Okay.
We were talking about religion, and he say every religion has their own way to describe God according to their own knowledge.
Yeah.
You just can describe something according to what you have, right?
Yeah.
You just see what you have.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the truth. So he say Hindu religion, like for us, we see God in everything. Everything. In the animals, in the plants, in the rocks, in the river, in everywhere. And so that's why Ganesha, for example, is one of these gods. Just one, because God is much more than our brains can actually materialize. So Ganesha is just one part of this huge God. And it's just one way of understanding. And he say, you can see he's in a lotus flower, and he's just an elephant. He's a huge, strong elephant, but he can sit in a lotus flower. So he's heavy but light.
Yeah.
And he can run in a mouse.
Yeah.
He's huge. He can run in a mouse. So he has all these opposite things in himself, like God, that is strong and heavy, but gentle and loving.
Yeah.
You know, and he described himself for me, and he showed the whole Hindu religion as that. Like this is just a way of how the Hindu people could describe, materialize what is impossible to touch.
Yeah.
It's impossible for our brains and for our souls to understand how huge is God and how huge is everything. So in these kinds of gods and entities and personalities in the Hindu religion, it's just a little way that you can see, grasp what is God about it. And when he told me that, I was just like blowing my mind like about that. I say, wow, I never saw a religion that could see so much. Because I study religion in my life. I've been a Christian most of my life. And I see Christians, we can see God as Christ, as humans. And we cannot see much beyond that. We can see with our sufferings, and that's a way of seeing. But I always connect with everything else. And when he told me that in a meditation, I was looking to other religions and I studied and everything. I say, you're right. I never saw someone that could see so bright, so wide, the whole picture of God. Because it's really, our brains are not meant to understand everything.
That's true.
And I thought that was beautiful. I just fell in love in the same time.
Oh my God, I'm so glad that you shared that experience. Thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that it was very difficult for you to enunciate what you exactly felt, but I think we all got the essence of that. And as an Indian, as a proud Indian, it was the truth. It was the most beautiful truth that you could realize. And
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It still connect me so hard. Like I told you, that my experience in the Shiva cave and other experiences I had, it's just pure.
So whenever we have a book, and in case we step it, you must have seen many Indians do this. That sorry, so in case my leg touches your leg by mistake, I'll be like, okay, sorry. That means that's our gesture of showing that we respect. So whenever we go to any elders, we touch their feet as a sign of respect.
I saw that
Yeah,
already.
yeah.
Yes.
So whenever you see, so as if so whenever we are going to a temple, and when we enter the temple, and then we before stepping, we are like, thank you so much. We respect it. So that's
Yes.
our way of showing the respect. So that exactly means that we are respecting everything that we have around. And the example is Ganga, behind us. So why it is holy to us? We worship it, and there's so much of love that we feel for Ganga. But you will not see anybody, just chilling by the Ganga with their feet inside. You'll never see anyone. You will see people standing in Ganga,
Yes.
enjoying, taking the dip in the holy water.
Yes. Yes.
Uh, So exactly in the swimming pool, the way you're sitting in a swimming pool with your feet
Yeah.
in, nobody will be enjoying that. So nobody would sit like that, and
Uh-huh.
they will never go inside with the shoes. That's another thing. But you don't go into water with shoes. But that is another reason. So we respect things. We respect everything that we have around us. Some of Most of us are in that zone, I would say. And that's why that warmth, that lovingness. So in a house where everybody is fighting, you will never be able to feel that peace. Why? Because everything in that place has absorbed that negative energy. But when you are in a house which is loving, which is caring, you actually feel home, because every wall, everything placed there is has taken the energy of love. And that's why when many people come to India, you know everywhere you look around, we worship everything. So there is so much of love connected to it, so much of love connected to all the things, materialistic things or anything. Just there's so much of love that is connected, that when you are in that, you feel the love.
And that's why I think it's so hard for me to understand all this trash around.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I can feel everything that you say. I can feel this love, I can feel the people's heart, amazing. I can feel the spirituality here in a level that I never seen before. But then I look, my eyes see all this trash around and how they trash Ganga. I
Yeah.
was in shock. Like
Yeah.
I'm the Clean Green Tapovan project we are doing here. My idea is to clean one dread of Shiva. When I find out that the rivers that go to Ganga are dreads of Shiva, they are
Yeah.
dreads of Shiva. They
Yeah.
are parts of the most holy we
Yeah.
can have in here.
Yeah.
And that's go to all to Ganga, and they just throw as a trash bin. They say Mama Ganga will clean. No, you are destroying this beautiful nature power
Yeah.
that you have.
So
And,
as
and that doesn't make sense, because I can
yeah.
feel exactly how you
Yeah.
say it. I feel all this, but then my eyes see something that is like doesn't
Yeah.
relate to that.
Yeah. So now I think, as we have realized it, as we have, so for example, I have realized it. Okay, so I will do my part to keep it clean, and I will make sure that I start with the awareness. So there are a lot of awareness programs going on around,
Yes, I see that too.
where we have an entire mission of cleaning the Ganga and making sure that the cleanliness is taken care of. We have Swachh Bharat Abhiyans that are going on across India, and you should go to Indore. Indore is the topmost cleanest city in India. So when you go there and you see people, even if they want to spit something out, they have bottles where the spit is spit in.
Okay, I saw
So
like not allowed to speed. I
yeah,
speed all the
yeah,
time.
yeah. So we do have places like that, but as we know that India is huge, it's humongous, and so I think every human, so we are on the way of getting there, and as and when we are taking that step ahead of becoming better day by day, I think we are wide open to accept, learn, and at the same time have everyone around us feel the love that we have as an Indian.